A ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon will take effect on Wednesday. US President Joe Biden announced on Tuesday, marking the end of a cross-border conflict that has claimed thousands of lives since last year's Gaza war reignited tensions. Speaking from the White House, Biden said fighting would cease at 4 a.m. local time. Israel's Security Cabinet approved the agreement in a 10-1 vote earlier in the day. Biden confirmed discussions with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Lebanon's caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati, describing the deal as a permanent cessation of hostilities.
Under the deal reached today, effective at 4 a.m. tomorrow local time, the fighting across the Lebanese-Israeli border will end. This is designed to be a permanent cessation of hostilities. What is left of Hezbollah and other terrorist organizations will not be allowed, I emphasize, will not be allowed to threaten the security of Israel again. Over the next 60 days, the Lebanese army and state security forces will deploy and take control of their own territory once again. Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure in southern Lebanon will not be allowed to be rebuilt. And over the next 60 days, Israel will gradually withdraw its remaining forces. And civilians on both sides will soon be able to safely return to their communities.
Biden also said that the U.S. will pursue a separate ceasefire agreement in Gaza.
Just as the Lebanese people deserve a future of security and prosperity, so do the people of Gaza. They too deserve an end to the fighting and displacement. The people of Gaza have been through hell. Over the coming days, the United States will make another push with Turkey, Egypt, Qatar, Israel, and others to achieve a ceasefire in Gaza. With the hostages released and the end of the war without Hamas in power, that becomes possible.
Under the terms of the deal, Israel will withdraw its forces from southern Lebanon over a 60-day period, as the Lebanese army, bolstered by at least 5,000 troops, assumes control of the region to prevent Hezbollah from rebuilding its military infrastructure. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed readiness to implement the ceasefire and also outlined 3 reasons why Israel has considered the proposal. Netanyahu also stated that in the event of a ceasefire violation, Israel reserves the right to respond forcefully.
Why should we have a ceasefire now? For 3 main reasons. The first reason is to focus on the Iranian threat, and I will not expand on that. The second reason is to give our forces a breather and to replenish stocks. And I say it openly, it is no secret that there have been big delays in weapons and munitions deliveries. These delays will be resolved soon. We will receive supplies of advanced weaponry that will keep our soldiers safe and give us more strike force to complete our mission. And the third reason for having a ceasefire is to separate the fronts and isolate Hamas.
Netanyahu also stated that in the event of a ceasefire violation, Israel reserves the right to respond forcefully.
Hezbollah will violate the ceasefire not only if it fires at us, it will also violate the agreement if it tries to arm itself in order to fire at us in the future. We will respond strongly to any violation of this.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken highlighted the broader implications of the agreement, stating it could influence efforts to secure a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas.
Yes, in terms of Gaza itself, I also think this can have a significant impact. Why is that? Because one of the things that Hamas has sought from day one is to get others in on the fight, to create multiple fronts, to make sure that Israel was having to fight in a whole series of different places. And as long as it's thought that that was possible, that's one of the reasons it's held back from doing what's necessary to end the conflict. Now, if it sees that the cavalry is not on the way, that may incentivize it to do what it needs to do to end this conflict.
French President Emmanuel Macron, who collaborated with the US on brokering the deal, celebrated the breakthrough on X.
This ceasefire marks an important moment as well for Israel. It will allow for its residents in the north to return to their homes, and it makes it possible to ensure a stable context with a monitoring and supervision mechanism to also allow for the security of the Israeli women and men.
Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati and Foreign Minister Abdallah Bou Habib welcomed the agreement, with Bou Habib confirming the Lebanese army's readiness to take control of the south. Now that a ceasefire has been accepted after more than a year of escalation between Israel and Hezbollah, it remains to be seen how this will unfold in the coming months.